What's your take on Gaudreau going there? Because it was not exactly the same thing, but here's a free agent day one signing in Columbus.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any other info other than what he said, but, you know, this isn't a popular view at all, and there'll be some people that think I'm an idiot or whatever, but I think if you're sitting here and looking at that signing and you don't bring in, and I know this is a sports show and I'm not going to go off on it, but if you don't bring in how Canada had been the 2 years prior with all these lockdowns and no fans and masks and all this bullshit, while everything in the States by and large is wide open.
Yeah.
He just got married.
Yeah.
So kid on the way. His wife had been here she'd never been here when Calgary was normal.
Yeah. She'd only
right. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
I believe that's correct.
It'd be something like that.
Pandemic effed up seasons.
Right. So the 2 seasons here, she's in Calgary. I mean, she's going to think this, maybe she can't have family, but who knows what's going on. Like, why would she want to come back here? Like, that's just, I mean, I know people just want to look at it and be like, well, you know, the team, he had a great year. Daryl loves him. The team was awesome last. Like, I get all that, but it's like, hey, you're at the rink for 3-4 hours a day. There's another 20 hours in the day. And he has to take in somebody else's. I mean, his wife was going to have a say, I would imagine, too. You know, he's going to make, I mean, it's not financial. He's going to make the money wherever he's at. So I wasn't surprised. I mean, it's shitty to say, and there's nothing the Flames could do. The Flames did everything they possibly could to bring him back.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, I mean, in my opinion, Canada's been a joke for, I'll give it the first year, fine, with the rules.
Yeah.
But the second year, when everything's going on in the States, I mean, why would you not want to go down there?
Yeah, it was
has
tough
to factor in some fashion.
I remember a Canadian or American, I can't remember, player with an Australian wife on a 1-year deal here, happened to bump into the better half, and it was like, oh, have you been to Banff? It's like, 2 young kids, like, we can't go out, can't get a nanny. They're super tight about who's around because they don't want anyone on the team to get it. You can't see the tourist sites. There's no date. Like, it was a complete nightmare. And it was like, we can't get out of here quick enough. I'm like, oh man, like, they spent a year in Calgary, never got to Banff, never went to nice restaurants. Like, it was a tire fire. Of course, like, signs in the States, July 1, the next off
gone. Yeah.
I mean, it's a bad window to see what we're about. Right?
Yeah. It's awful. It's awful.
No stampede?
No, nothing. Yeah, Stampede's not there. Or
the flood, we get stampede still.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and that's shitty. That sucks. But I mean, I can't imagine. And I don't think Johnny Gaudreau likes me. I think he kind of thinks I don't like him from my time on the radio or whatever. But so I'm not buddies with him and I don't talk to him. So I got no information whatsoever. But I think if you're looking at this, you got to be crazy to think that the COVID Canada didn't have anything to do with him leaving. I think that's insane.
I don't think anyone was surprising he left. I think the surprising part was that he surfaces in Columbus when New Jersey had a huge amount of money on the table. He's a guy that's in Greater Philly, but his zip code is in Jersey. It was just like, it felt like something didn't come together, and all of a sudden it's like, why not Columbus?
I think that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
I think it's exactly what it was. I think Philadelphia said, we don't have the room.
Mm-hmm.
And they're, why don't you try and find the room? Maybe
trade a guy.
Maybe you could find some room. And I think they really thought that Philly was going to be able to get it done. But Fletcher is like, no, we can't seem to get it done. So you get to July 1. And I think the day before, I think they were very close to coming back to Calgary. Like, I think
11th hour type stuff.
Almost verbally agreed. And then
you've had Connie and stuff in here, right? I've seen some of it
at the last minute. And I think if the COVID thing doesn't happen, and even now, if you could roll back the clock a little bit, I gotta feel like that guy would want to be here. It's not for me to say, but how enticing would it be because Conroy talked about your number is going to go to the rafters.
You're the most famous Calgarian.
Yeah, you're going to be one of potentially the greatest player to play for this franchise ever. When do you get that opportunity?
Yeah.
And now he's in Columbus, and they're a lottery team, and I don't know how close they are to turning it around. And regardless what you think the Flames are or whatever, but he grew up here.
Yeah, it's true.
They miss him. I think he misses them. I find it a really kind of an unfortunate scenario.